And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock God Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock God Rick Maxa. We're in the mighty 1090 studio with Cal and Eric Sheets from Cal's Custom Reels. And we're going to be talking about that new name there here very soon. So you stay tuned. Lots to talk about here. Fish are biting. Summer is almost here. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
The Memorial Day Sellathon is on now at your San Diego County Ford dealers. That means for a limited time you can get the best offers on a brand new Ford. That's California smart. Come in today and get an extra $1,000 retail trade assist on top of all current offers on some of the best-selling Ford vehicles. That's an extra $1,000 for your trade towards a 2018 Fusion, Edge, Flex, or Explorer. Plus the first ever EcoSport and even the legendary F-150 Motor Trend's 2018 Truck of the Year. Get smart savings today with an extra $1,000 trade-in bonus on the perfect Ford car, truck, or SUV for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com. Don't miss out. This offer absolutely ends May 31st. Hurry to your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer for a test drive today.
Fusion gas models only. Excludes Raptor. Requires trade-in if 95 or newer vehicle or lease terminated 30 days prior to or 90 days after new retail delivery. Residency restrictions apply. Offer ends 5/31/2018. See dealer for qualifications and complete details.
For decades, the Kona Kai has been considered San Diego's premier marina, resort, and spa. Now, with millions of dollars in upgrades, the Kona Kai Resort is a destination for travelers worldwide who can live it every day. The docks and services are the finest quality in San Diego, and the Kona Kai is the closest marina to the open ocean. As a marina tenant, you enjoy many benefits, including secured free parking, a deluxe health club, swimming pool, and more. Enjoy discounts at their restaurant, bar, and hotel. If you don't have a boat, there are memberships available at a very affordable price. The Kona Kai Club has been offering members a home away from home since 1953. Members can spend their days on Kona Kai's private beach, meet new people in the club's modern lounge, share a meal with family at Bessel Restaurant and Bar, or pamper themselves in Spa Terra. Check out ResortKonakai.com on the web for more information, to reserve a slip, or inquire about joining the club. The Kona Resort, like being on vacation every day in your own backyard.
The Sport Fishing Association of California is taking a leadership role to broaden the fishing opportunities for Southern California anglers. And Saturday, June 2nd, they'll be traveling to Loreto, Mexico. Pete Gray and the president of SAC, Captain Ken Franke, will host a live broadcast from the La Mission Hotel on the beautiful seaside Malecon in Loreto. The broadcast will feature some key personnel from Mexico Fisheries and help strengthen the ties with the sport fishing fleet in Southern California and Mexico. They will also discuss the great fishing opportunities available in Loreto. SAC's mission is to promote tourism through marine recreation and educational activities while protecting ocean resources. By working together with Mexico, we can show our care for the resources both at home and across the border. Tune in Saturday, June 2nd for a very special live Let's Talk Hookup broadcast from Loreto, Mexico with the Sport Fishing Association of California. Check CaliforniaSportFishing.org.
Hey, it's time for the 30-second Power Pro seminar. Here's the hot tip for those of us that like to fish with small reels for big fish. Fill your spools with Power Pro Max Quattro. It's 25% thinner than standard Power Pro. That means you're going to get more line on that small reel. Plus, you can fly line your bait more effectively. Here's another tip about Power Pro Max Quattro. Your casting distance will increase in addition to increasing your spool capacity. So downsize your tackle and use Power Pro Max Quattro. Check PowerPro.com for more information. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. What a cool show today is going to be, and what good timing with the things that are happening right now and the season that we have clearly about to be rolling. Like, this is going to be a good one, dude.
Yeah, we have a little stretch of good weather. 3 days is all it took.
Exactly.
And it erupts.
Yeah.
It happens. Bluefin tuna, yellowtail.
You got, I don't even know if it was, you could call it 3 days a good way. It was 3 days of like, okay, it's
not
just,
blowing 20 knots.
It's good enough, it's good enough to go kind of thing. And boom, 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 all of a sudden the radio starts going off in the shop and the phones start going and the texts start going, oh my God, this got caught and these guys caught this. And it just goes to show like, it's very reassuring because you hear all the sport boat guys when they're calling Let's Talk Hookup and giving their report, hey, we're seeing it really good. We caught a little bit. Like, it just affirms that that's no BS because the second that the guys had the weather to work, boom, they started catching.
Yep, they started going for it. Yeah, for sure. So, a lot going on here. Perfect timing. Are you caught up yet, Cal?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we're way behind.
No such thing for these guys.
Yeah, no kidding. Do you ever get caught up?
Sometimes we get close, maybe a month behind.
Yeah. Eric, can you assert that? Because you're kind of
he's picked up the slack,
taking over the slack here, right?
Yeah. Well, when we start to get caught up, Cal goes, Cabo's kind of itching at him to get down there and do some ponga fishing.
Yeah. You ready to go?
Oh, anytime I can get away, I'm gone.
Yeah. So when you go to Cabo a lot, you and Nancy have a place down there. You go ponga fishing when you're down there?
I generally do ponga fishing. I've really started to enjoy ponga fishing. If it's not real good, you're only half a day, and the heck with it.
Yeah.
And then if it's real good, a couple trips ago I went out, and by 9:30 in the morning I had more than I wanted. I says, let's just go on in.
That's cool.
Have had a good day already.
You have a favorite ponga fleet down there?
I fish with Eric Brixton's fleet.
Okay.
I have two particular skippers that I have fished with for several years, and so that's kind of stay with them.
All right.
That's
now,
cool.
do you have any two-speed reels down there in Cabo?
A few.
Yeah.
I'll bet you do.
So we
the master.
We kind of hinted around. It says, I'm looking at your website. It says Cal's two-speed reel conversions.
Right.
That's always been for how many years?
Pushing 30 years.
Wow.
I think
30
30 years. We were 30 years this year at Long Beach.
Yeah. So now, Eric, second generation Cal, what's it becoming?
Well, it's still Cal's two-speed, but we're slowly kind of evolving into maybe sheets custom built or something like that, where we're kind of giving it a go here, trying to figure out what we're going to call it. But so many of the reels now are factory two-speeds, and guys are wanting to modify them and
good factory two-speeds.
Oh, they're fantastic. There's some. Everybody goes, well, what's a good reel for 50-pound or whatever? And oh my gosh, there's so many different ones. So
right. So now you can take a perfectly good reel and make it even better.
Yeah, that's
modify it to fit the customer, what they want to do with it.
So explain that. We talk a lot about fitting the rod to the customer, which is very important.
Sure.
What about fitting the reel to the customer?
Well, so many of the all fishing reels are built very well, but the range on the slider for how much drag the reel fishes is constant. Other people may want to take a reel that you want to fish 30-pound on, and they're going to fish 50 or 60, or a reel that you're fishing 50 or 60 on, and they're only going to fish 12-pound test on it. So we match the reel. Also, gear ratios. We are making a lot of different gear ratios because as some of us get a little older, we can't turn the handle as easy, especially on heavier gear. So we will actually make a different low gear for people.
Give us an example. Take reel type and what you would do to it.
Okay, let's take a Talica 20 and 25.
Okay.
Excellent reels. Probably
great choice right now because that is the bluefin flat fall outfit, and a guy who for a lot of years wasn't going to encounter a 150-pound tuna on an overnight trip, and now that's common practice.
And we'll go through and we'll modify it. We kind of just go through and do a non-production cleaning up of the drag systems, great drag system, and we tune that into what the customer wants. But because we're fishing, so many people are fishing 100-pound. I've even had a few people want to fish 130, but I just say, hey, it's a 25 to 30-pound drag reel at strike on it. But the gear ratio is more for the 50 to 60-pound for a person who's not as strong and not as young as a younger. Rick, no, he's big, young, strong. That gear ratio's perfect.
You and me?
Yeah.
That's another story.
So therefore, we've dropped the gear ratio by about 25%
on both the high and the low.
No, not on
the low. The low,
just the low. We're not
just the low.
Yeah, because you're generally not. If you're fighting a fish in high gear, you're pumping him anyway. Okay, so that you can handle. It's the low gear when that fish is straight up and down, and you just need straight grunt gear. Then that has the low gear. That's what we do to most of the reels. There's some models that we don't have gears for now, but as different reels come out, popularity gets up, and we start to get people say, gee, I'd like to have a little low gear. Then that's when I start to look at making low gears for a reel.
Yeah, I was going to say, and it's not for everybody. Mm-hmm. You know, you get the guy that's young and big and strong, and he goes, hey, I don't need that. I don't need that extra gear. Cool, that's fine. You know, we're good with doing the drags and stuff like that. But like he said, if there is a specific use for it, I mean, if you have somebody that definitely needs it, that's worth it.
I can't tell you how commonly I hear at the shop, we kind of joke about it, but it's the case. A lot of guys, I don't want to fish those big ones. I don't want to hook a 100-pounder. I don't want, that's too much work, or that's too difficult. A ton of that has to do with the gear that you're catching it on. I mean, a ton of it does. If you can tailor your equipment so that it doesn't kill you. It's just maybe it takes you an extra 15 minutes, but the rod goes on the rail because the gear ratio is lower. It's way easier to turn the handle. All you're really doing is using your body to leverage the back of the rod to make sure it's bent. You turn your handle at, you're using a killer CalStar rod or a Torres rail rod. You're using the type of rod that provides the lift for you. You keep a bend in it. You keep the handle turning. It's easy to turn the handle because Cal put a low gear in it. Next thing you know, there's a 100-pounder laying on the deck.
And you got one.
So much of it is tailoring the gear to what you do.
And it's not as hard as you think it is because you have the right gear.
Totally.
And then you're ready to go back and do it again.
Yeah. Right. No, you're
it's
right.
Called
absolutely
tuna
right.
fever, right?
Well, what I was going to say also, too, is if you talk to guys like Cal that have done it way back in the day, how long did it take you to catch that first 200-pounder on a single speed?
Oh, my.
2 hours and 45 minutes.
I can't imagine.
So
imagine.
So once you then get a 2-speed, it shortens it, and then once you get the right ratios, it shortens it even more. So, it definitely works.
Cal, you've been long-range fishing for how long?
I went to the Riviera Hedos in 79.
79.
79.
With?
Cool.
With Frank?
No, on the 105 with Don Sanson.
With Don?
Yes.
Cool. Wow.
And the galley hand was Buzz.
That right?
Yes.
No way.
Buzz
Yes.
That's cool. Don Hansen, who now is at Pearson Fuels in Shelter Island, and Buzz Brizendine.
He was the chef's assistant.
Chef.
Yeah.
That's rad.
And I started long range in 72.
Wow.
That's cool.
On the old Red Rooster.
My goodness.
Is that the Islander now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, the Red Rooster 2.
Yeah.
Which, like Rick says, in the Islander. And so how many long range, have you ever put a count on how many long range trips
I've been to the islands over 30 times.
30 times.
That's so
how
cool.
many over 2?
I can't brag on that because I'm not a big tuna fisherman, but I do have 7.
7.
Right
and
on.
how many over 3?
You got close a couple times.
I've got
Couple
two
times.
292s.
292.
Well, how many over 800 do you have?
4 or 5.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's so much fun. Dude.
What's that?
We go to Prince Edward Island every September, and it's like ridiculous fun. It's
The giant bluefin?
Oh yeah, it's a blast.
Yeah.
It's that bucket list for a lot of guys.
Is it? Do you take your own gear when you go to Prince Edward?
Yes, we have been taking our own rods. I would suggest a person doesn't take their own rods, at least with the skipper that we fish with, because he has CalStars, right stuff, and he actually now is slowly but surely building his arsenal of reels because
he knows Cal.
Every couple of years, I take him back another 80 and another 80. But the reels, yes, I do. We do definitely take our own reels. We tested a lot of new reels for pin back there on them, and so
you take 80s.
80,
Yeah, that surprised me too.
An 80. Oh yeah, a regular narrow 80 is plenty enough line. Remember, you're fishing very shallow water, so you can turn and chase them. Eric and I both broke 800 on a 50.
That was kind of scary though, because you were like, okay, if he goes the other way, it's not a very big reel for an 850, 900-pound fish.
Are you anchored when you're doing this?
No.
No.
Not usually.
They might have an anchor down, but they dump the anchor, and then they do chase.
A lot like the wicked tuna thing.
Yeah.
So, when you're fishing an 80 for 800-pound bluefin tuna, what pound test do you fish?
Yeah.
We're fishing straight 200.
200 Power Pro or Spectra.
200 Spectra,
right.
And generally 100 feet of 200-pound test mono with another 20 feet of 200-pound test fluorocarbon.
Okay, so you fish a pretty long top shot.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. For the stretch, and generally as soon as you get your Spectra back on and get mono on, the fish is straight up and down because you're only in 100 feet of water.
Okay. Wow.
And they want you to fish that heavy as far as line and everything because so much of the fishery there is release. So their season there goes from, let's say, mid-July through October, maybe a little bit into November. Each boat captain on the island only gets one take. They get one take total, and then they have
a whole year.
Yes.
Yeah, for that season, which is right there. So that's why they have the fish.
Yeah.
And then I asked our boat captain, well, hey, how many is that? He goes, oh, well, there's 300 of us total. So they're not taking, if they're taking 300, it's not everybody gets theirs, but that's what they do. So that's why the fish are still there.
And they want you to be able to put that fish on the boat as quickly as possible. They don't want you to be pulling on one fish for 8 hours and then cut them loose thinking that nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And they're gorgeous animals.
That's cool.
Just gorgeous animals.
So cool.
That's got to be. That's another one of those addictions, right, Cass?
Yep.
Yeah. So when somebody let's say, are you all catering pretty much to the guy that loves to tinker with his gear? Or are you catering to this hardcore fisherman? What is your customer?
Yeah, good question.
A lot of it is the guy that is very finicky. He wants his reel to work the way he wants to do it. Guys who like to tinker with their reels and everything else, I get some of those. I mean, we do get guys, well, how do you do all this? I says, we do it. We're not going to, there's not a lot of secrets, but at the same time, there's some things that we do that we have figured out that do help.
Heck yeah.
And, but we do get quite a few women because they do need the little, especially if a woman's not a large size and she's handling big fish. And we do quite a few yacht reels, big reels. We do quite a few 130s and quite a few 80 wides and stuff like that. But most of those are East Coast.
Interesting.
I know.
So you're worldwide.
We have shipped all over the world, yes.
Wow.
I know that that you did a set of Talica 50s for Bad Company and Lasley and Anthony Shea, and those guys are taking, which all of us in our world, the Talica 50 is this like pinnacle giantest reel ever, almost would never use it because it's so big. But in their world, that's a pea shooter, it's a small reel because they're using it to live bait big black marlin
and the sorties and different stuff that they're doing.
And those guys I know are just over the moon on how light and high performance and killer this quote unquote small reel is for them because they're taking a TAC 50 and willing to go catch 1,000-pound marlin with it.
What are you doing with a Talica 50?
We go through the drag system, match out they're pushing it. And so we've matched out that.
Increase the drag.
On theirs we do. Increase or decrease because we try to match the customer. Okay? They want it increased, and we pushed it up there fairly good and I think they're pushing close to 50 pounds of drag at full.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
Okay. Yeah, aren't they? And with good free spool.
Yeah, and that's another thing. So many... Drag pressure is a very constant buzzword these days when people are selling a reel. It's like an attribute. Oh, this reel makes X amount of pounds of drag. That's fine, but the reality of how one would fish with it doesn't work like that. Sure, they might be able to crank the preset so tight that the reel gets 45 pounds of drag pressure, but you couldn't cast the reel like that.
Right.
A cow reel is getting those things. Well, and you take the spool out of gear and the spool starts spinning. You know what I mean? It's just such a difference in performance.
Yeah, it's setting up a usable amount of drag that you can have.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Give us an example. I mean, it's hard to fathom people going, 50 pounds. I can lift 50 pounds. That's no big deal. 50 pounds of drag. How do you explain to people how much drag is 50 pounds of drag?
Generally, when somebody tells me they want to fish 50 pounds of drag, I ask them first thing how old they are, how big they are, and how often, and how do you set your drag?
Which is key. That's really key.
A big portion of the people that say they fish that amount of drag say, I don't need a scale. I just pull on it with my hand.
Yeah.
I says, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're pulling 28 pounds.
Yeah, if that. Well, if that.
Which is right what we're talking about. It's about half of whatever you're talking about. So if you're talking about smaller reels, you're pulling 8 pounds of drag or whatever.
Yeah.
And so.
Can you pull 50 pounds of drag off a reel?
I don't anymore.
I mean, anybody. Can anybody?
Oh, yes. He pulls.
The guy sitting next to you.
I was
pulls 100.
Yeah, I was going to say, it is tough, though, but I put a harness on because, these reels are so expensive nowadays and everything. The good reels are expensive, right? So you have to put a harness on, and then we have a digital scale that's mounted to the wall, so everything's real secure, and you pull it off. And, I struggle when guys say, hey, can you give me 70 at full on a 70 or whatever it may be, right? And it's a lot of drag.
It's a lot of drag.
I mean, Cal, you basically work on the who's who of long-range guys. What is the most common drag setting for a very experienced long-range fisherman that catches a lot of fish? That fishes the highest of line size, 130-pound line. What is an average drag pressure for a guy that likes to fish 130, attempting to catch a giant tuna?
I generally try to talk most people into. Now, you've got guys like Stoss and stuff like that. They know what they're doing, okay? And they will maybe ask for a little heavier drag setting than most ever. But when you talk to them, quite often, very seldom do they go over to full. And this is what I try to talk to people. Figure out how much you can physically handle it full, and let's build it so that you get that at full, and then let's set your strike back a little. Generally, really good long-range anglers that catch a lot of fish and everything else, that 30 to 32 at strike and that 45 to 50 at full is pretty well maxed out for most of them. I mean, there's a few that want to go a little heavier, stuff like that. But you've also got guys that are a lot bigger. I mean, Eric is a lot bigger than a lot of people, and he physically can pull a lot of drag.
Well, I was going to say that. So when we've changed over from the regular just blueprinting to the Blueprint Plus, and what the Plus does is it increases it at least 50% from strike to full, and so that's actually dropped our strike drag down a little bit. So you don't get hurt, but you do have that top end there. When you're on that big fish and you need that little bit more, you definitely have
to lock it down.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have a comfortable drag to fight the fish with, and then when the fight is quote-unquote done, meaning it's at deep color and circling, which by no means is the fight over. It just means that fish probably isn't going to tear off on another 100-yard run.
Right. You're completely
You
correct.
have the drag to stop it from the drag slipping as he's making those circles.
Indeed. Hey, let's go live to Cedros Island. Our buddy Jeff Mariani from Cedros Tackles on the line. Good morning, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, good morning, Pete. Good morning, Rick. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Good morning.
How's the fishing down on Cedros?
Let's call it ridiculous. I'm right outside the marina here, probably 150 yards. We got 9 in the bag. I got Chris and Marilyn Minnick here with us and my wife and kid. And we're out here having a great time battling the yellows and the big thresher sharks also.
No kidding.
Awesome.
And what's the grade of the yellow?
We got 15 to 30-pound yellows going, and threshers are averaging 200 pounds.
Oh, my gosh.
Lots of action, flat calm. I don't know what the weather is up there, but if it's blowing 2 miles an hour here, I'm probably over-exaggerating. Completely flat calm here. 4 pongas out. Everyone's on. So great time. Anyone coming down in the next month or two, like everything's moved up. Everything that was happening in July of last year is happening now in June. I'm right outside the marina, you guys, half a mile.
Wow, that's fantastic news. And now that begs the question, Cedros Tackle, Cedros kayak fishing, you are very popular now, and people have figured it out. Are there any spots available to come kayak fish at Cedros?
There are in September for sure. I was talking with Luis yesterday, and we pulled up the schedule of the airplane, and there was a few like odd random spots available on the plane, and so I snatched those up yesterday. There's a fresh one. Exactly. So yeah, we definitely got some slots. Anyone interested, feel free to give me a call or go on the website. Everything's great down here. We got 67-degree water.
Wow.
And fish are biting, you guys. Fish are biting.
CedrosKayakFishing.com. Jeff Mariani on the water, live report from Cedros Island. Boy, it doesn't get any better. So if you want to go down there and fish with Jeff, not only kayak fishing, but also you've got that great ponga, too, so you can kind of do a combo trip, right?
Absolutely. Thanks for getting me on, you guys. Appreciate it. Have a great morning. Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there.
Indeed. Happy Memorial Day to you. Have a fun.
All right, thanks.
Like sounds good to me, dude.
Yeah, it sounds really good. As you can hear, I have a great show lined up for today. In addition to what Ricky's going to tell you we're giving away here today, Casino Night is presented by Dana Moore Sport Fishing, and that is to benefit CCA California, Coastal Conservation Association of California, is happening next Saturday, June the 2nd, at Shimano headquarters, right there in Irvine. It's a great event. It's only $60 a ticket, and they're going to have 10 blackjack tables, 2 craps tables, roulette table, 2 slot machines. It's going to be tons of fun. They have a ton of great stuff to give away. If you're going to have a great time at this event. They have food and just a great group of people. And, of course, like I said, all benefits CCA California. They have beer tasting, music, the whole deal. You want a whole table, it's $600, but you want to buy one ticket, it's $60. But guess what? We're going to give away 3 pairs of tickets this morning.
Oh, rad.
To the casino night, thanks to the guys over there at CCA. And just tell Adam when you call in, if you want to go to the casino night at Shimano headquarters a week from today at 4 to 8 p.m. in Irvine there for the CCA California benefit casino night. Just tell Adam we're going to give you 2 tickets to the first 3 callers that want those tickets to that great casino night sponsored by Dana Moore Sport Fishing.
Awesome. Well, in addition to that, if you want to get through and talk to Adam, let him know that you want to go to casino night. There's 2 ways you can reach us, and it's your opportunity to talk to the best in the business when it comes to tinkering on reels. That's Cal and Eric. If you want to get through this morning and be a part of Let's Talk Hookup, again, 2 ways you can join us. First is our local line, and that's 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's our local number. Or you can reach us toll-free. That toll-free number is 877-792-1090. Again, 877-792-1090. Your opportunity to talk to Eric, talk to Cal, and also your opportunity to get those tickets. And in addition to that, as Pete said, we're giving away a great prize to one lucky caller at the end of the show today, and that's a 3-quarter-day trip to go fishing aboard the beautiful San Diego out-of-sea for sport fishing with Captain Ryan Boston on a full-day trip, a great full-day opportunity for somebody. And in addition to that, you're also going to get a $25 gift card to Cal's Custom Reels. So a very cool opportunity. You're going to get to go fishing on the great boat and get your reels worked on by the masters and Cal and Eric there. So a great opportunity. Again, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. And when we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero was awarded the Certificate of Excellence from TripAdvisor for 4 straight years. Especially interesting, most hotels are just hotels, and most people stay in the hotel and go do their activities elsewhere. Rancho Leonero, of course, provides fishing, diving, all activities, all meals, your whole vacation. So the fact that we're so highly rated, we're very proud of it. From picking you up at the airport to dropping you off, literally everything is turnkey from there. We make it as easy as we can for you at the ranch. From your meals to whether you're going to go fishing or diving or just hang out by the pool. When you're coming to Rancho Leonero, you are coming to John Ireland's home. I guarantee the best fishing vacation experience in all of Baja. That's unique. There's nowhere that I could think of to get the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646-BAJA, and RanchoLeonero.com. It's really unique. It is. We're very proud of it.
It's time to get excited about fishing, and Point Loma Sport Fishing has everything you'll need.
They offer half-day and three-quarter-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit their website at pointlomasportfishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627.
Pete here to tell you about our friends Jim and Mary and their incredible crew at Poway Valley Collision. I hear it all the time. Hey, I took my car to Poway Valley Collision, and you were right. Mentioned you guys, and they gave us VIP treatment, fixed our car, and even gave us a special price. Believe me when I say Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. We know you may not need them now, but when accidents happen, it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. And I'm not fooling. Our listeners can save hundreds of dollars on your car or truck repair. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, and Wawanesa, and more. All you do is call Jim, Mary, or any of their team members, and they do all the rest. No hassles, just top-notch work and VIP treatment. I had my car repaired at Poway Valley Collision, and the job was perfect. So get your vehicle fixed right at Poway Valley Collision, 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com.
Yamaha's Wake Up to Savings sales event is here. Purchase an eligible new 2.5 to 150 horsepower 4-stroke outboard and get up to $750 in dealer credit toward the purchase of additional goods or services. The Wake Up to Savings sales event. Reliability starts here. Yamaha. Visit your local Yamaha Outboards dealer today. Offer ends June 15, 2018, subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
The Longfin in Orange, Southern California's premier fishing superstore, is having a big event. It's Shimano Day, Saturday, June 9th. This is a tackle sale not to be missed. The Longfin will have Shimano, Power Pro, and G Loomis all on sale for this one day only at incredible prices. Shimano Pro staffers will be under the tents in the Longfin parking lot to show you the latest from Shimano, G Loomis, and Power Pro. Inside the Longfin, there is a Shimano store within the store with special offers available on Shimano rods and reels, G Loomis rods, and the Power Pro line for this one day only. Plus, every rod and reel, every lure, every tackle bag, every item of clothing will be on sale. Saturday, June 9th only. Plus, get one free reel service with minimum purchase. This is the event anglers wait all year for. Shimano Day at the Longfin is Saturday, June 9th, starting at 7 and open till 7 at the Longfin, 2730 East Chapman, just off the 55 freeway in Orange. For directions or more information, check out the website at thelongfin.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Phones are literally packed solid. Everybody's excited to talk to Cal and Eric. Again, going to be a very busy morning show, but if you want to get through, 858-457-1090. That's the local. 877-792-1090. That's our toll-free number.
Indeed. I know Adam's taking some calls here to see if our three pairs of tickets to the casino night, June the 2nd at Shimano, benefiting CCA, still available. Keep trying to get a hold of them. All the lines are full right now, but we're going to give away those. There's one pair left. Okay, he says there's one pair left, so we'll keep on trying. Keep on trying, and if you want that pair of tickets, if you're the next one to get in, there you go.
You got them.
Rick, you just told us some incredible stories. I mean, it kind of went off. We coupled a string of good weather and the man from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, Nick Boone, who's just an amazing, he and his dad, Doug, they live an amazing life, a charmed life, and they are incredible fishermen. And
yeah.
Nick is, how old is Nick?
I think Nick is 21, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, young. You know what I mean? And
tell us about an RC that also works in the tackle store. They went out on Thursday.
Yep, on Nick's 25-foot Parker, the Boontang, and those guys are, they fish a lot and they fish really hard, and he puts a lot of work into it, and you nailed it exactly what you're saying, Pete. The weather window to fish was small. It was a couple of days, and okay, well, here's a day with enough wind that we can get out in a boat like a 25 Parker and go do it. And no real promising reports, but those guys are hardcore and they fish a lot, and that's what they live and breathe. And yeah, they crushed it, had a fantastic day. I mean, I saw RC, who I also work with at Fisherman's there in the morning. I was working, and he came running in real quick. I need to get some extra ice, and we're out of here. I'm like, what do you mean you're out of here? It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Where are you going? Like, oh, we're going to go offshore. And they went out, and I think flying the kite and Yummy Flyer, and they had one fish that was 180 that they got between them and their two buddies. and then got that fish done and processed and on ice and high-fiving and first big giant one of the year and get to fishing again and get a 190 to back that one up. And now the kill bag's full and, okay, blaze on home and come back to the landing to weigh them up and just such
their buddy who was out there got one, too.
So, yeah.
The only other boat in the area.
Exactly. And it was a fun story that Nick told, and I wish he would get the credit of getting to tell it. But basically, they went in, caught a 180-pounder, blew up on the kite a whole bunch of times before it finally ate it, got it, stoked, life is great. While they're pulling on theirs, I think just about the time they finished it, a buddy of theirs, who was the other boat in the area, they got one, about a 180-pounder also. While he was dealing with his fish, kind of processing it, gutting it, getting it ready for the bag, cut his finger, calls those guys and said, hey, you guys got a first aid kit? We don't really have much in the way of other than a regular Band-Aid. So they drive over to go give him the first aid kit, literally get the boat damn near side by side. Okay, let's pull the kite in. The electric reel, kites flying back to the boat, and they're grinding the Yummy Flyer in so the boats can transfer over to get a first aid kit. While he's winding the lure in, boom, blow up on the wind, and they get a 190, and they got that one also.
What a story.
Yeah, and they said it was just an incredible day, and
fish were up.
And they wanted it. Like he said, the bites they had were super aggressive, and, the thing tries to eat. The Yummy Flyer, if you haven't fished it, is such an exciting thing when it happens. There's a lot of trolling and a lot of downtime until it happens, but that thing, as you can imagine, it's a flying fish. It's just skipping across the water, and it hits the water every couple of seconds. It's flying, it hits the water again, and they said it was the type of fishing where the things were just doing cartwheels trying to get the thing, and the lure would hit the water, and they'd splash and miss, and 2 or 3 or 4 times blowing up until they finally grabbed it. And just what a rad day, and what a cool start to the season. And
there's been a couple of big ones on a small boat. Right?
There's been ones and twos. I think the same deal. Like when the weather allows for it, there's been some ones and twos before it, but that's the first time I know of. It was biting. It was biting. There were multiple fish on their boat.
That's the way that stuff is. One day it's not biting, and then the next day you can go and it bites.
It's a lot of effort. It's a lot like marlin fishing can be. Like you have to go with the mindset of you're trophy hunting. You're gonna put a lot of time and a lot of effort, and you're gonna burn a lot of fuel, and you're not gonna catch one every trip, but it's just about consistency and going and spending the time and effort
being prepared.
And exactly. And then when those things all line up, you get the trophy of a lifetime. They're a 25-foot boat. They were at the dock at 8 o'clock in the morning, and came back with what would be an amazing score on a 16-day.
Yeah.
You're getting me pumped up.
I know. Trust me. It's all I can think about. All I can think about. Congrats to those guys.
Nick Boone, for sure, and the guys, RC and the whole gang, for getting things rolling here and getting everybody pumped up.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
man.
no
Good
doubt
job, boys.
It.
Hey, speaking of getting pumped up, we're pumped out to find out what's going on in the Baja, and we're going to find out because we got the man, the Cast Man, standing by. Richard Castaneda of Castors. Today, the Catchboard is sponsored by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Fisherman's Processing is San Diego's finest, and that's why they're known as the Fish Pros, because once you try them, you're hooked. They'll fillet and vacuum pack your fish to your specs, as well as offer you the best in smoked fish, jerky, and their famous tuna burger. And don't forget, Fish Pros the Market with their famous smoked wahoo, tuna burgers, and more. Pick up some at their Liberty Station location. Stop by and taste it. You will be hooked. What's up, Cast Man?
Buenos dias, Cast Man.
Pedro, you guys are having a good time. Talking about that big bluefin hitting that yummy lure where the guys were taking some aid over the boat. It's what happens when you do good things, Pete.
That's what we
you
said.
Do good things,
right,
rewarded.
And
that's
why you always
karma.
catch them, because you just have that good cast karma.
Anyway, it's kind of weird things going on in Baja down there. The water, man, it's been turning over all week. Whether you're in Cabo San Lucas, East Cape, San Jose del Cabo, Loreto, La Paz, they're just it's great one day, and the next thing you know, you get a little bit of wind, and it turns it over and off color, and the fishing bite it's been kind of up and down all week. San Jose del Cabo, and East Cape boats have been fishing that area there, just south of Pulmo, Cabo Pulmo there, and the usual banks for tuna, and it was good early in the week, and then it shut down. And earlier in the week, they were having tuna up to 50 pounds, a few wahoo mixed in. Of course, a few dorado, a few bulls. Looks like the bulls and the big females are starting to come in now. I've seen this week they had a couple of 40, 50-pounders caught. So I think you're going to see that really come on as we get into June. They had a great striped marlin bite going on, 6-7 fish per boat per day there. That really shut down this week. Same thing with La Paz up there. They were experiencing the same problems there with the water just turning over. But along the beaches there, they've been getting some big roosters, 40, 50-pound roosters, which is kind of early for the big boys to be in. So that's kind of exciting news. Looks like the East Cape and San Jose del Cabo and, of course, La Paz will be getting those big roosters in there already in. And looks like June, July, and August could be fabulous months for those big rooster fish. Seems like the real hot spot right now is Loretto, though. They're getting some nice quality yellowtail. They had a tournament there last week. The winning fish was 25, but the boats that went in the tournament, some were reporting bringing in fish to 38 to 40 pounds. So that's some big, big tails. Of course, they're fishing the usual areas over there, such as Pulpito, the Punta Coyote there off of Carmen Island, Alfonso, La Choya, so some good yellowtail fishing going on, plus some really good cabrilla and red snapper fishing going on in Loretto. And it's amazing, if you fly out of Tijuana, you can get that $150 airfare round trip. You can do a fish there for about $850 for a 5-day, 4-night, 3 days of fishing, including airfare. I mean, it's a bargain.
Are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that'll get you on a 25-foot super panga, 4 nights hotel, and then you got your airfare. So that's some really good buys. Very inexpensive, quick getaway, especially using that airfare out of Tijuana. Get out of L.A. or San Diego, you're going to pay about $200 more for airfare, but still reasonable fishing package.
Yeah, that's cool.
Indeed. Well, if somebody wants to get that package and more, Cast Tours, how do we get a hold of you?
Well, one more thing, Pete. We just had 2 guys cancel out of our Lake El Salto trip with Rock God Rick and I in February.
Ooh.
Anybody wants to join Ricky and I got 2 spots available.
Ooh.
Otherwise, give us a call at 800-593-6510 or check us out on the web at www.casttours.com, and I'll talk to you boys next Saturday.
That El Salto details are posted on our trips page at letstalkhookup.com. Go to the trips page, all the details to go fishing. That's a fabulous place. The Billy Chapman Seniors Resort. It's so much fun, and it's just our group, and it's a good time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and I think flight from Tijuana to Culiacan, last I checked, was $39 each way.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time you add your baggage and crossing the bridge, it comes out to about a little over $100 round trip.
Yeah.
Round trip. Yeah.
Crazy. Hey, Cashman, appreciate that, and we will talk to you next Saturday.
All right, boys.
See you, Cashman.
Happy Memorial Day weekend.
All right. Well, the phones are packed. Pete, everybody's excited to talk to the boys. Why don't we jump right in? And this time we're going to start it off with Mike, who's calling us from Chino Hills this morning. Good morning, Mike. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. Rick, Pete, and Cal. Hey, I have a question for Cal. A long time ago, I bought a truck, and I had like a $9,000 aftermarket lift put on it, and I ended up totaling the truck off-roading. And because I had none of the original OEM parts, it voided the warranty on my truck. I want, in relation to the fishing reel, are you in with these companies that make the reel, like Shimano, Abbott, Accurate? So if you do a drag adjustment or a gear speed adjustment, I know the warranties for these reels are only like for a year, but will it affect the warranty at all if something does go wrong?
Let's say
I know you guys are good. I'm just asking.
We've never had any problem with any of the manufacturers on warranty. I'm not going to say it doesn't void your warranty, but we have not had any problem that way. In fact, I occasionally, and it's very occasionally, will find a particular reel that has something that's just not correct on it, and we'll call the manufacturers. And it used to be they'd ask us to send it back and stuff like that. Now, none of them do that. They say, Cal, the part's on the way. Please fix it and take care of it. Thank you. So we get along quite well with all the manufacturers.
And a lot of times you'll help the manufacturers, if you see the same problem, improve that reel.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Many times that's happened.
I've had several most of the manufacturers, when they have something, we've had get a phone call occasionally from them. Have you seen this? And if I, say yes, well, and they'll even ask us what we did. And they're all good to work with. They all make good products. That's the nice thing about it.
There's nobody more reputable than Cal and Eric working on the inside of the reel, and nobody would question what you guys are doing to it. You know what I mean? Like they know that the work that's going into it is high quality. I mean, no manufacturer that's aware of Cal's two-speeding is going to be,
It's custom, and that's, speaking of cars, that's kind of how you got into all that, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
You were like a custom car guy.
Well, I enjoyed custom cars, yes. At the time, I really wasn't into it. I'm really into it now.
Yeah.
He's working on something now, but...
Oh, boy. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more great information. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
This is Rick Jensen with Sport Fishing Financial. I think most of you get that I'm a fisherman and work with the fishing community, but to understand exactly what Sport Fishing Financial does, ask yourself these 4 questions. First, do you really know how much money you'll need in order to retire comfortably? Next, do you know how much you'll have to save on a regular basis to reach that number? Do you have a process that includes a proven investment strategy and confidence that the money you save will grow? Last, do you have a plan for how to turn your savings into retirement income? If you don't have good answers to these questions, you're not alone. But you should, and I can make sure you do. In addition, if you own a business and currently provide or are planning on providing a retirement savings plan for yourself or your employees, we should really talk. We offer an outstanding variety of creative solutions that are sure to meet your needs.
Some of our listeners may feel overwhelmed. Others may believe they are already doing the best they can. In either case, I bet Rick can help. Set a time to meet with him and start planning for your personal or business investment success. Find Rick on the web at sportfishingfinancial.com or give him a call at 949-481-1807.
I can't wait to spend some quality time with my son fishing this year, teaching him about casting, how to choose bait, set the hook, and how to be safe on the water by always wearing a life jacket. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
No matter what the season, Rapala lure should always be a part of your fishing arsenal. It's time to stock up on the trolling lure that's proven to catch more fish. X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Every X-Rap Mag runs perfect right out of the box. All have extreme action with a controlled, deep-diving, aggressive swimming motion. The large diving lip partners with premium VMC hooks and an irresistible rattle. Here's some big news. X-Rap Mags now get up to 40 feet deep with the new X-Mag 40. Spool up with Suffix line, which was designed and recommended for trolling X-Rap Mags. And you have a deadly combo. You should also check out Rapala Husky Magnum heavy-duty high-speed trolling lures built for battling large game fish. The Husky Mag lures, like all Rapala lures, are built tough and available at a great price. So bottom line, the X-Rap Magnum or the Rapala Husky Magnum are the ultimate trolling lures for Southern California and Baja saltwater fishing. Available in a variety of colors and sizes. No matter what you choose, the fish can't resist Rapala. Ask your local tackle dealer which is the hottest color and size and start catching more fish. See the entire lineup at Rapala.com. A few years ago, Shimano introduced the Tranx 500 reel, and it changed the way we cast for big fish. Now, by popular demand, Shimano has created 2 new sizes, introducing the Tranx 300 and 400, available now at your local Shimano dealer. Tranx is the dream reel for throwing big baits and catching big fish. X-Ship and HEG technologies combine to provide massive cranking power with a smooth, effortless retrieve. Plus, Shimano's new Core Protect water-resistant technology provides long-lasting durability in the harshest environment. The new Tranx 300 and 400 are available in 2 gear ratios and 2 different handle designs to cover all fresh and saltwater applications. See the new Tranx 300 and 400 at your local Shimano dealer. Tranx, it's not just a new reel, it's a way to fish. Check Shimano.com for all the details.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 58 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built by fishermen for fishermen. From our next generation waterproof shorts like Tactical or Stealth to our new anhydrous waterproof jacket and bibs, the entire AFCO clothing line is purpose-built with the latest AFTEC fabrics and features designed to deliver for the demanding angler. To find AFCO products, go to AFCO.com and find a dealer near you.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader.
The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Phones are packed. You want to get through? Here's your chance. Do we still have a pair of CC8? One pair of the tickets to the casino night a week from today at the Shimano headquarters there in Irvine. Beer, food, music. It's going to be a fun night with 10 blackjack tables, 2 crap tables, roulette table, 2 slot machines. You want tickets?
That sounds cool.
Go to the CCA California website. All the proceeds are going to benefit CCA California, which is going to help us fish. And it's only $60, but last person gets a pair. We're giving away 3. 2 of them are gone. 1 pair left.
You got it. 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. Your shot to get those tickets. Let's talk to Gus. He's calling us from Burbank this morning. What's up, Gus? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Yo, you guys.
Yo, Gus.
Hey, I just wanted to put in a good word for Cal's Custom Reels. At the Fred Hall show in Long Beach, I took advantage of him being there and showed him a couple of my reels. A couple of them he didn't work on. He doesn't work on, but the one that he did work on was a TLD 30, and I can't say enough about how good that reel is right now. It just, it's like a totally different animal, and it's so much better. And I think I got more than I bargained for from him. He just doesn't, he doesn't just fiddle with the reel. He really does work on it.
No doubt about it.
Thank you very much. It's a really a nice reel to start with, and that's what we like to do. Is we like to work on if a reel
stuff that has good parts.
It has to have good bones. Yes. Yeah. And it's a good reel. To be honest, we just on that one we don't even call it a blueprint. We just call it a service, but we do some little tinkering things inside to just give it a little extra free spool, a little extra what you want.
Pretty amazing what you can do in those reels.
Yes.
On all reels. Every time we do a lot with Fisherman's and Cal, we send him all kinds of things whenever somebody wants something trick like that, drags or better free spool or whatever, and every time one comes back, you always shake your head at how on earth
how do you do that?
How do you make a real free spool that good? How do you get that much drag out of it? Why wasn't it topless before? When a reel comes back from Eric and Cal doing their magic to it, every time it's oh yeah, that's why these guys are so busy. You're the best.
So, Eric, how did you learn this trade?
Well, I mean, back in the day, he started he two-speeded reels. He started two-speeding reels, and I wasn't so much into the machining to begin with, but he would just have me take them apart. Okay, so I take them apart and that whole thing. And then you start to go a little bit farther and learn. And eventually...
How old were you when you started working for him?
Oh, high school age.
Yeah.
High school age when he was back in the 80s when he was... when he did the first two-speed, and it was fun. It was okay, but then, he got me into build all the reels like you're wanting to fish them, like it's yours. Don't forget to tighten a screw, or just be super careful with everything. And it's been good. It's been a lot of fun to learn.
You still ask him questions?
Oh, every day, all day, every day.
But now Eric has he'll say, "Dad, this reel just doesn't feel right." And I'll take he maybe, and we'll start to hunt and we will find something.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it's just a feel, or I'm not going to say that we don't miss stuff occasionally, and every reel is a learning curve too.
Especially thousands of hours. Yeah. I mean, it's
people don't realize. I mean, I had a Fathom at the Long Beach show that had 25 pounds of drag out of a Fathom 40, which is pushing the heck out. Free spooled great. And, a fellow come up and says, well, just how long did it take you to do that reel? I says, I got 12 hours in that reel getting it to work.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. Well, it's a learning curve.
Yeah.
Figuring out why this isn't quite,
and
rechanging some things. And so there is a real learning curve once you get it down, but there's still a couple of hours work on every reel for sure, minimum.
Wow. Hey, Gus, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Scott Sherman. Good morning, Sherm.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Love the topic of the show here. It's amazing what these guys can do with reels that you think are pretty top of the line already. So it's a great conversation. Quick question, though. When you're regarding drags, you're out on your boat and you kind of know what your reel can take when it comes to drag settings. And you can have a strong backing and just change out leaders depending on what you need for pound test. What's the best way on the boat to kind of check your reel, make sure it's set the way it's supposed to be, and those types of things when it comes to drag pressure?
The first thing before you go out, you set your drag with a scale. So now you know what it gets, whether you check it over the rod with the bend of the rod or straight off the reel. Yes, there is a slight difference, 2, 3, 4 pounds, depending on the rod. But you know what your reel's got, and what I actually tell people is to take a little felt pen, and actually, these are all lever drags, so you've got a setting. Mark that setting with a felt pen.
On the preset.
On the preset.
That's the little knob on the
right,
side.
and then make a corresponding dot on, let's say, the cover or the frame or whatever it is, so your little dots match up, whether they're two.
So
red
now
ones.
you know where you're at, because occasionally one might move or you may bump it or this. Then I actually go another step farther. I know what size line I'm fishing at that time. I will mark that amount of drag at strike, so I know what it is. If you change like from 50 to 60, you may know that you're going to go up another 10% more drag. Okay, you've already marked your strike setting. You should have also checked your full setting. Maybe not even change your drag, your preset. You go to strike, and then you go up a little bit more, and you're still fine with that. Otherwise, you can maybe make 1 click or 2 clicks on your preset either way, but know where you are to start. That's the first thing.
So do you change it every trip? Do you check it every trip?
I have got reels down.
Changes?
No, not the new carbon fibers don't change a lot. Okay.
Even with humidity and everything?
Yes,
they're very consistent.
Very consistent.
Because I remember in the old days, you used to check it
you would be locally here
every
fishing
morning,
or down to Clipperton or something, and they would drastically change with your humidity and everything.
The only thing that will really change them a fair amount is if it's really cold. Yes, then but you can warm your drag up a little bit, and then I've got reels that I store down at Cabo, and I will go down there and take them and do a check, and they're not very far off. They're quite fishable, just like they are.
Indeed. Hey, Scott, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
When we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including checking in with the catch report, and I bet it's going to be a good one. You stay tuned. There's more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Mighty 1090.
The Sport Fishing Association of California is taking a leadership role to broaden the fishing opportunities for Southern California anglers. And Saturday, June 2nd, they'll be traveling to Laredo, Mexico. Pete Gray and the president of SAC, Captain Ken Frankie, will host a live broadcast from the La Mission Hotel on the beautiful seaside Malecon in Laredo. The broadcast will feature some key personnel from Mexico Fisheries and help strengthen the ties with the sport fishing fleet in Southern California and Mexico. They will also discuss the great fishing opportunities available in Laredo. SAC's mission is to promote tourism through marine recreation and educational activities while protecting ocean resources. By working together with Mexico, we can show our care for the resources both at home and across the border. Tune in Saturday, June 2nd for a very special live Let's Talk Hookup broadcast from Laredo, Mexico with the Sport Fishing Association of California. Check CaliforniaSportFishing.org.
You've heard all about it. You know the angler's catching fish habit, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot graphite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have fishdope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new fishdope.com membership. Check it out today. Fishdope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Fisherman's Landing is the top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew is always looking for ways to improve your fishing experience. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. We are proud to say Fisherman's Landing is now a full-service sport fishing operation, offering half-day trips on the Dolphin, and now, for the first time in the long history of Fisherman's Landing, we have 3/4-day open party trips on the Liberty. We built the Liberty specifically to offer a better experience. Run by veteran captain Taro Takeuchi, the 85-foot Liberty is the first open party 3/4-day boat to offer bunks for your comfort. She also has huge bait capacity and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big galley and 2 interior heads with showers. Our open party trips from half-day, 3/4-day, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
XEPRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Yamaha's Wake Up to Savings sales event is here. Purchase an eligible new 2.5 to 150 horsepower 4-stroke outboard and get up to $750 in dealer credit toward the purchase of additional goods or services. The Wake Up to Savings sales event. Reliability starts here. Yamaha. Visit your local Yamaha Outboards dealer today. Offer ends June 15, 2018, subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
The Memorial Day Sell-a-thon is on now at your San Diego County Ford dealers. Come in today and lease a brand new 2018 Escape for just $219 a month plus tax, with 0 down, 0 first month's payment, and 0 security deposit. All you pay at signing is tax, title, and license. That's 0 down, 0 first month's payment, and 0 security deposit after a $6,650 bonus from Ford on a 2018 Escape. Only for a limited time. But hurry, the Memorial Day Sell-a-thon ends May 31st. Go to buyfordnow.com, then visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer today.
Cash due at signing is after 3,800 RCO customer cash, $2,450 Memorial Day enhancement, and $400 first month's payment. Includes equipment group 200A. Not all buyers will qualify for 36-month Ford Credit Red Carpet lease. Payments may vary. Dealer determines price. Residency restrictions apply. Lessee responsible for excess wear and mileage over 31,500 miles at 15 cents per mile. Offer ends 5/31/2018.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know: CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.